All right, here's a little update on Henry. Been working on him the last few days. When I got this truck, the wood in the bed was really trashed, just old and just rotten. And it was about 750 bucks to get a new set of slats with the stainless steel hold downs and things. And so I was looking for an alternative. So I found online these places that make plastic materials, and they make these large cutting boards for restaurants and commercial kitchens. And so I looked at it, and you know how tough a cutting board is. So I looked at it. To make a long story short, I also found out that the USDA has official colors for these kitchens. Whereas blue, I believe, is for seafood, red is for red meat, yellow is for poultry. And I'm like, yellow? Hello. So anyway, I bought a 4x8 sheet, or 4x8 cutting board that is ½ inch thick, and then I had it cut to fit the bed. And I just got it installed, and it's I've got a ½ inch plywood underneath it just to support it, but I got the cutting board in there today. And let's see, I'll go over here. I have this piece right here left over, so Judy can use that for whatever she wants. I think it's 19 inches wide by 4 feet, or 48 inches wide by 19 inches tall. So we can cut it in different pieces or whatever, but that's the material that was left over. But I've got this, and my original plan was to come up through the bottom of the truck with some screws and screw the cutting board to the plywood from the bottom so nothing would show on top. I tried that, experimented with it, and I just couldn't get enough bite on there since it's only ½ inch thick, and I didn't want to come through because I didn't want anything showing. So it just didn't work. It wouldn't hold it. So I wound up getting some stainless steel stock, and I cut it to fit, and then I drilled through it, and so it goes through the metal frame that supports the bed up in the front and the back. And I've also got pieces for the sides to fit, because the bed is actually 50 inches wide, and the largest cutting board I could get was 48 inches wide, unless you get really expensive. I got this for this 4x8 sheet for 260 bucks cut. So I mean, I thought that was a great deal. But I noticed it's starting to come up just a little bit on the left side over here. So I'm probably going to have to put those side strips on there, even though I didn't want to. I really didn't want anything showing here, but I'll have to put those on. But anyway, I got this thing filthy when I was putting it on, and I didn't really baby it because it's the back of a truck, and I used my vehicles. This isn't a show truck. And I cleaned it up after I got done, and there were a few spots that were pretty bad and got scarred and everything a little bit. But a green Scotch-Brite just cleaned it right up with a little bit of Dawn, so it's pretty cool. And I bought a rubber mat, a 4x8 rubber mat that I'm going to cut just to fit the length. The length is like 77¼ inches. And I'll keep that rolled up behind the seats in the cab, so that if I'm ever going to haul something that'll mess this thing up or whatever, I can just throw the rubber mat down and protect it. So that'd be pretty cool. But it looks good, I think. Comes really close to matching the color of the truck. And so I'm really happy with that. And it's really strong material. In fact, the salesman I bought it from, he said, you probably won't even need the plywood, but I wanted to put it in there anyway. And then the other thing I did was, as you know in my last video, I put a remote on the circuit for the ignition in this thing, so that I can turn the ignition circuit, obviously, on and off. And number one, it's a security thing, but number two, it also allowed me to put the push button start in there, which I have in Clementine, my 51 Ford truck as well. But the problem was, I was leaving this thing in my console, and it would just flop around here and move around and things like that. And these buttons are real sensitive, so sometimes in my pocket it's real easy to push these things, and I don't want to cut the circuit off when I'm doing 65 miles an hour down the road. So I thought I got to find a way to secure this. And so what I came up with was, let me see if I can get this in, there we go. I bought a couple of these, one for the orange truck and one for this one. They're jeweler's magnets. So now when I come in here, I can just stick that thing to the bottom of the dash and it's good to go. And then I can turn this on, turn the circuit on, turn the circuit off, and it just hangs there. And then when I get done, I can just pull it off, put it in my pocket. So it works out really well. So we're getting there, and I don't know if I put it in my last video, but I put a new headlight switch and relays in there, and I also put a horn button like I had in the orange truck. So that's all done. Got the giant cutting board in the bed. So if anybody's looking for a substitute for your wood in the bed in a truck, this might be, it was a solution for me. It might work for you. I don't know. And the color was right too. So anyway, just thought folks might be interested in that. So thanks for watching.